Episode 47 of the 30 10 podcast is live. What's going on, everyone? I'm Nate. Brian's here to my right. Um, yeah, we hope you guys had a great weekend. We hope your football teams, respectively, have won. Us Giants fans are suffering, but what's new? Nothing new there. Let's see what
We're not
else.
going to game at home all year.
Yeah.
We lost to a miserable franchise in the Saints, but we got second overall pick. Okay, that wraps up the Giants talk. Now let's get into what really matters, and that is that the New York Mets have stolen the second best player in the league for the New York Yankees in Juan Soto. 15 years, $765 million. Uncle Stevie coming in and just dropping his wallet on the table and goes, those broke boys in the Bronx aren't going to give you what I can give you, because not only will we give you $765 million, we'll make it to the contract and go to $800 million. How ain't doing that? And now we have Juan Soto batting second in our lineup for the next 15 seasons. 15 years. He will go into the Hall of Fame as a New York Met. He's going to get a statue outside Citi Field or the next ballpark that Steve Cohen built when he rebuilds that entire area, and we're winning titles, and we're, constantly big. We are Big Brother now. Soto OMG. Let's go, Jonathan.
I love your energy. I really do. Um, I don't. Okay, let's be honest. I feel this wasn't really a surprise. I don't think because the Mets were in on him from the beginning when he became a free agent.
It was the Mets and Yankees show from the beginning.
Yeah,
We had the cute rumors of the Red Sox, like, oh, they're gonna get Soto, and for some reason the Blue Jays were just there. Like, they're kind of like that friend. Like, you have three friends, and then like, oh, could you just bring like my weird cousin over? He just kind of sits in the corner, like he doesn't say anything. That's what the Blue Jays were in this whole organization, this whole conversation. They were there, but they weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, like it was. There was the obvious Dodgers stuff where I was like, oh, he might go with the Dodgers, and that's just like.
Then they signed Michael Bro, I think it was Mark Feinstein tweeting out the Los Angeles Dodgers has agreed to. My heart stopped. I'm like, do not tell me they have Juan Soto. And then I saw Michael Conforto. I'm like, oh, I like Conforto, but like, yay, thank God it's him.
Not Juan Soto. It's like there's a difference between Soto and Conforto. So
I would love Michael Conforto coming off my bench. Don't get me wrong, but he wants to go to LA and be a starter. Go ahead.
Hey, shit. He can go to LA to play with the World Series champions, but the Mets got someone better, and that's your newly
so much better.
Like, very well paid.
I don't think it's gonna like hit until like I see him on opening day. But like, I've just watched every piece of Mets content. I've been watching highlights. I've been going to bed to Juan Soto highlights. I'm just like, I can't like, wrap my head around that this guy is mine. Like, the Mets have never had a player like this before. Like, the closest we have would be Mike Piazza. I think would be the closest the Mets had to this type of star. And even then, Soto has every opportunity to clear everything Mike Piazza did. Yeah, they will be. They're going to be crying hard. Yeah, Dombrowski is sleeping at the wheel.
They got a reliever though. They got Romano recently.
Yeah, that's fine.
But not big move. Yeah, look, this is a hell of a move, and we'll dive into the numbers a little bit. 15 years, $765 million. The salary will increase from 51 to 55 million over the final 10 years of the contract. Yeah. He can opt out after 2029.
But the Mets can buy that out, which is where the increase comes.
Increase comes into play, yeah. In the first 5 years, it's 305 million guaranteed, correct? Over the first 5 years,
it's 51 over 5, yeah,
including the signing bonus,
$75 million
dollars. I will say the money is insane. For me, I was gonna say for me, my job, I had like 20 an hour. Brian, I'm not sure how much you make an hour at your job. Is it around the 20 mark?
Around the 20 mark, yeah.
20 mark. So this Twitter account broke it all down.
Oh, great.
Soto will earn $51 million per year. Insane. $4 million per month. Insane. 980,000 per week. Basically, he's earning $97 a minute.
Can't beat that.
No, you can't. Since we're sitting here doing a podcast, which is great and all, we love it. But
I would love to be making $50 million play baseball. If someone want me that, I'd be like, bye, Nate.
Like, no.
Bye.
It's like, why are you leaving? Because I'm getting paid a lot more to swing the bat.
Someone paid me $51 million to play baseball. See ya.
Oh my goodness. But honestly, completely insane. The Yankees, as like you mentioned, they tried to get him as well. I think it was 16 years, $760 million.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But when Steve
I didn't have the
is,
sweeteners we have. Like the Mets have given Soto a box seat he can have, and the Yankees would not do that because they're like, well, Aaron Judge and Derek Jeter pay for their box when they come to the Yankee Stadium. Like, why are those guys paying for their box? I'm like, hang on. The bigger story is not that the Yankees wouldn't give Soto a box. It's why is Derek Jeter paying to get into this Yankee Stadium? Like, number 2 is in Monument Park. It's retired. He should just have to be like, hey, I'm coming to the stadium tonight, and just be like, we'll figure out a spot for you, bud. Just come to the front door and say you're Derek Jeter. They'll let you in. Bro won them 5 championships. Has to pay for a suite. That's ridiculous. Get out of here with that. Get out.
I thought the Yankees organization treats their players well. Didn't seem like it.
Oh, well, no, they don't, because they expect you to take a discount because, you get to play for the aura of the Yankees. Yeah, you get to play for a bunch of dusty rings. Wow.
27 of them. Could have been 28, right. But
how many of them were before Kennedy got shot?
Okay.
7. Which, okay, still an impressive number, but, like, let's not go crazy here. A lot of these championships predate World War II.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, they don't look like they're gonna win anything anytime soon. They lost Clay Holmes.
Yeah.
Ironically, to
these guys again.
You guys again.
Our team.
You guys are just taking every single player. You're taking every one of their players. You're just making them just cry about it, man.
And they're like, well, we lost out on Soto. Anthony Santander is pretty good.
No, it
was him and Alex Verdugo were the 2 guys that were pivoted to. I'm like, wow.
My God, you gotta be kidding me.
We went from like here and we just like, you guys know like Kyle Tucker's available, right? Like,
yeah,
go out and trade for him. Like these Yankee fans like, we don't have the prospects to do it. You got Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. That's a pretty good starting offer.
That's ridiculous. All right, so obviously all fun and games talking about the numbers and the amount of money he's making. You guys still know from the Yankees, all that good stuff. But obviously, we need to talk about the baseball perspective of the real, perspective of this signing, because it's great that you guys have a big name in Soto, and the fact that he's gonna be playing on a team with an outstanding lineup, especially the top 3. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Lindor, Soto, Vientos, and if Alonso comes back, he'll be in number 4, batting cleanup.
Yep.
All right.
I did Nemo 5.
How does this affect the rest of the NL East? Does this make them immediate favorites? Are the Braves, Phillies still the top, or what do we think here?
I mean, I think the Mets are definitely a step up now. Like, I think it's going to be like they're going to be the projected favorites, especially when at this point in time, they're not, because like they still have some holes in the pitching staff. There's a hole at first base. What's going to go on there? But once this offseason shapes out, because the Mets are aggressively pursuing Crochet right now, they're aggressively trying to get Alonso. I've heard rumors that if it's not Alonso, they're going to offer Christian a walk or whatever he wants for a short term, and they try to get probably Ryan Clifford, one of their top prospects, to slide in that first base spot and kind of be that masher. So this team is far from over. So when it's all said and done, this Mets team is going to be, at the very least, the same level as the Braves, where they have just a good pitching staff and a superstar lineup, and these 2 are going to be battling all season with each other. With the Phillies, like right there, but like they're just a smidge below.
It's below, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's like, the Phillies won the East. It wouldn't be a surprise, but it'd be like, it kind of be like where we are right now in the NFL, where it's like the Bills, Ravens, and Steelers you would consider the favorites, but it's probably like Bills, Ravens, and then Steelers.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Marlins and the Nationals aren't going to be making any noise anytime soon. So
The Nationals will be a fun team to watch this year because they got a lot of nice young prospects coming up, and they're going to be good within the next 2 or 3 seasons. They're going to make a legit run in this thing, but they're pesky more than anything right now. I wouldn't describe them as good. They'll be like, it's not going to be we just go in there and just sweep them and Juan and done, Juan night stand.
I love it, man.
I love that guy. That guy's awesome. I mean, that is what it was with the Bronx. Like, he got traded there. All the Yankee fans. I don't want to harp on the Yankees, but I was at a Mets-Yankee game this year, and the Mets crushed the Yankees like 14-0. And every Yankee fan was like, this doesn't matter. You're not getting Soto. You're not making the playoffs. I'm like, all right, we'll see.
You busted every single one of their myths wrong, yeah.
We made the NLCS
yeah.
championship and signed Juan Soto. So both of your predictions were wrong.
And you guys were super close to making the World Series.
Super close. And you know what? Close. If we would have made that World Series, the Yankees would not have beaten us in that World Series.
No. It would have been a hell of a series, but
it would have been a great series. It probably would have gone 7, but with the way the Yankees were kicking the ball over the ballpark and Aaron Judge was a nothing burger, we're just like, all right, get Soto out and we're fine. But now he's ours, so it's just
he's ours, so it's
matter. How do we do with Juan Soto and the Yankees? Oh, we just bring him over here.
Before we dive into the Yankees, perspective on the Soto signing with the Mets thing, I'm not sure what your confidence level was for the Mets making the World Series before the signing, but now that you guys signed him, how high is your confidence level from this go?
It's cloud 9. It's as high as it possibly can be, and every fan base should feel this way when you sign a player of Juan Soto's caliber. Like, if the Red Sox would have gotten it, it would have been like, we're winning the World Series this year. If the Blue Jays, it's like, man, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Jr., we're winning this. Like, the Blue Jays coming off a sub 500 season, they signed Soto, and there would be fans saying, we're going to win the World Series. So for a team like the Mets that, took the Dodgers to 6 games, like, they were dead after game 4, rallied in game 5 to blow the Dodgers out of the building, and then, everything happened in LA happened. We took Dodgers 6 games. They won the World Series in 5. We now add this big bat to that lineup. How can you not say it's getting better? And like I said before, the Mets have never brought in a player like Juan Soto. This is going to be, and he's not even at his prime yet, which is the craziest part. He's only 26 years old. Like, Juan Soto batted 285, had like a 989 OPS, 40 home runs, and 109 RBIs. I know the home run numbers were inflated because of the short porch, but who's to say when he gets, a little bit older, like 27, 28, and fills out a little bit more and finally, like, fully develops that's not the numbers he hits all the time. And if he does that, he'll be like that marquee face of the franchise the Mets have never had. Like, they all said, like, well, he wants to be a Yankee. He's going to be the next Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, this. He'll go to the Red Sox. He'll be the next, Ted Williams, David Ortiz. The Mets have never had that guy. Like, we had Tom Seaver, and he'll always be the most important player in Mets history for what he did. But for a guy like Soto to come in here and be him for 15 years, he's got a chance to be the most recognizable player in Mets history when 100%. It's all said and done.
100%. Yeah, I would say I'm jealous. It must be nice.
I feel bad, but like, your big signing was Luis Severino.
Hey, yes, sir.
Which is great. I love the signing. I love the A's spending money, but it's just like, oh, the highest contract in A's history, $67 million. That's spent $700 million more than that.
Not the best player to be noted for in terms of free agency. Let's see. Shohei should be Fire's agent after the Soto contract.
Yeah. Shohei also kind of screwed himself because he was so hell bent on going to the Dodgers that he never
Yeah.
allowed a bidding war to happen. Like, the only
Yeah.
reason why his total got so high was because the Mets and Yankees were bidding against each other. Like, a
Yeah.
week ago, it was around $600 million, and the Mets and Yankees just kept counter-offering each other, and that's what drove that price up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sure, like, the agent is to blame, but, like, at the same time, if Shohei would have been more open or put a better face on talking to the Mets, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rangers, because they probably would have signed him. He might have that contract might have gone higher.
Mm-hmm. I think we have to give a lot of credit to Steve Cohen. I mean, this
Oh my
guy
God, yeah.
was not afraid to spend money whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
And just the way he treated Soto throughout the whole process. I read an article in the New York Post where it's like he didn't offer him just the big contract. It was the signing bonus of $75 million. The Yankees offered $60 million. It was we talked about at the beginning how the contract can go up to $805 million in a few years. The no trade clause, the no deferrals, no deferred money, like the Dodgers are doing with Shohei Ohtani, the 5th-year opt-out at age 30, and then the suite, like you mentioned as well. All these little things, that Cohen implemented into this contract, it just goes to show, like, he cares about winning, but he also cares about making sure the player is being treated right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that, deserves a lot of credit.
Oh, yeah. And he does it with all the players. Like, him and Francisco Lindor have dinner together once a month. Like, the Lindors and the Cohens are constantly in communication with each other. Like, they're like best friends talking all the time. Cohen's very big with spending time with his players and, like, being like a friend to them more than a boss.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, Cohen, during the signing, I don't know if you saw this one, the story about the Yankee security guard that, like, kicked his family out of the clubhouse or something. I forgot what the exact story was, but there was, like, it was something along the lines of, and Heyman tweeted it out, you could find it there, that Juan Soto, that his family was at the game, and there was an overzealous security guard that kicked them out because he was, like, on a power trip or something. And Cohen heard about that, called up his, like, the guy that runs the fan experience, and it's like, get on the plane out here. I need you to tell Juan Soto what you're going to do for his family at Citi Field this year. So, like, again, another little detail that might seem, inconsequential, but it just goes such a long way that, like, it's like, oh, this is a guy that, like, knew I was upset about that situation and showed me why that's not going to happen if you come here, because I have this guy running it, and they're aware of what happened in the past.
Mm-hmm. He cares about the player. He cares about the family of the player. Not just the Sotos, but the Lindors, like you mentioned, I'm sure, with all the other families as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have an owner like that for, a baseball team, it does wonders. And let's be honest, it's the reason why you guys made it so far in the playoffs, because just the bond and the family that you guys created with the players. And it was, whether it was the veterans with Lindor or like the young guys like Vientos and even Acuna to an extent as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, it's a good team. You guys are a good team to root for. There's no reason to hate you guys, because you guys are just a solid team that made their way to the NLCS last year, and you can only build off from here. So
like, I know we're gonna get hate because, like, oh, we're the big money, we spend all the money, we're George Steinbrenner 2.0. Yeah, but Steve Cohen, like, the main difference between George Steinbrenner and Steve Cohen is George Steinbrenner was a very, like, pompous. Like, Cohen's very not like that. He's like, I'm just gonna sit here in the shadows. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do what I have to do, but that's it. You're not going to hear me, like, in the media. If you see me in the media, I'm not going to be bashing people, firing people 24/7. It's just, I'm going to let my baseball guys run the decision. And then when they tell me the player we should go out and acquire, I will do whatever I can to bring that player in.
All right. Fair. Good enough to me.
Yeah.
In terms of the Yankees, because, they're obviously the losers in all this. How does it affect them? Because you lose your right fielder, you sign Santander and any free agent at this point, but it's not going to replace Soto. So how much? So how much does this impact them? Do you see them kind of falling in any way, shape or form, or will they still be in contention for the AL crown when?
I mean, they'll still be in contention for the AL crown. They were, they were constantly in contention without Soto. They'll be just fine in that aspect. But they're going to go back to that one-dimensional team where they're just relying on Aaron Judge. And that was a big problem. Like, every year against the Astros and every year in the playoffs, when Judge stopped hitting, the entire lineup stopped hitting. So that was a major problem. And Judge needs that protection in the lineup, and he just doesn't have it right now. So I think from the amount of games they win, they're going to take a step back. I think they'll still make the playoffs. I think they'll probably still win the American League East, even though the Orioles are getting better. The Red Sox have a bunch of prospects coming up. They'll be more competitive this year. The Rays, you would think some black magic will make them better because, they could sign the drunk college kid off the side of the street and somehow turn him into a Cy Young contender. And then the Blue Jays, they got Guerrero and Bo Bichette. They can steal some games from you if you want to. But the biggest thing this does for the Yankees is it's a wake-up call that it's no longer the 90s. Like, you can't bet on the aura of playing for the New York Yankees, like donning the pinstripes, playing it for Monument Park, getting out there, 27 rings. That doesn't play in the modern era anymore. You can't rest on those laurels that, hey, a player, if the offers are somewhat competitive, will have that slight advantage because we're the New York Yankees. That's gone. Yes, you're still the Yankees. You're still, the most successful franchise in American sports, maybe in sports in general. But in terms of like modern day stuff, you're no different than any other big market team. So it's a way the Yankees have to adapt their thinking and be like, okay, if we really want to go out and get better, we need to identify these players and be able to do what Steve Cohen just did and not just rest on history.
So I don't know if the right reason is excuse, but what is for time's sake, the excuse for people to join the Yankees being you can wear the pinstripes and we won 27 championships. That doesn't fly anymore.
For some people it will. It will always fly for certain people. Like, oh my God, I'm playing for the Yankees. Hey, that's crazy. But I would say like in the 90s, I would say like the majority of players thought that way. Today, it's more of a minority of players that think that way. And majority of players are like, what's the best situation for me and my family and which teams will give me the most money, which the prestige and aura of the New York Yankees and those pinstripes don't really provide anymore.
And Jonathan says it best. At the end of the day, Soto did not want to play with the baby Yankees because Judge is the only other good player, and he's terrible in the playoffs.
He really is. Like, if you look at those playoff numbers, they are dreadful. And like, I know like we have like that aura of like the captain of the Yankees. Like the last captain was Derek Jeter, who is one of the greatest postseason players we've ever seen. And now you're going to replace him with Aaron Judge, who's a great regular season player, but when the lights shine brightest, he's nowhere to be found.
Why is that though? That's the
I don't know what it is. It could be something like people have speculated it could be a curse because if you look at his numbers, the 2018 American League Divisional Series, that was Yankees Red Sox. A lot of anticipation going into that series. I think it was the first time the two teams that played each other in the postseason since the 2004 championship series. So there's a lot of, anticipation. And it was after the Yankees won one game in Boston, Aaron Judge brought out a boombox and started blasting New York, New York by Frank Sinatra outside the Red Sox clubhouse. We know what happened the next game. Yankees lost 16-1 in Yankee Stadium. And since that moment, Aaron Judge has not hit in the postseason. So some people call it a curse like that. Some people just like some guys just aren't built for the big spotlights like that. And it just happens.
Well, all the Yankees can do, just rely on Judge and Stanton and whoever they.
But you can't because like that you've tried that method before and it doesn't work. Like Stanton's injury prone. You can't like Giancarlo Stanton's a great player when he's on the field, but he's missing 60, 70, 80 games a year. You can't rely on that. Aaron Judge, shrivels up. Like Volpe's got a lot of question marks around him. Like there's a lot of question marks in that organization. Like you need to. If I was the New York Yankees, I'd be doing whatever it took to go get Kyle Tucker right now. I think he's the only guy that you can go out there and replace Soto with where it's not a gigantic drop-off. It's a drop-off no matter what. But I think you can stomach it a little better. And then when you go and get Kyle Tucker, don't let him leave the room until he's got an extension. Don't let him hit the free market like Soto did.
He may not be Soto, but at least you leave up the off season heading to spring training and say, hey, we may have lost one of the superstars of a league,
Mhm.
but at least we got a replacement that's a notable name in
Notable
Tucker.
name. Yeah, exactly. Notable name. A great hitter. He'll protect Judge in that lineup, which is desperately needed. He'll, deepen the lineup a little bit, stretch it out, which is what they need. You could see their thought process. Like, okay, this was the best they could do, not name Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm. You just can't walk away from this offseason with your best signings being Santander,
Yeah.
and Verdugo. You can't do that if you're the
And like,
Yankees.
if you look at an ace pitcher, that's nice too.
But
Doesn't solve the batting problem, which has been a problem since 2018. Like 2017 was different. They just got beaten by a better Astros team, and everyone wants to say cheating scandal. You didn't score a run. You didn't score a run. You didn't score a run in Houston for game 6 and 7. What does banging on trash cans have to do with that? Like if you'd lost a game like 9-10, 10-8, I would have given you the pass. Like, okay, maybe the trash cans affected you. You didn't score a run in those 2 games. Look at have a guy in center field screaming the pitch to the hitter what's coming, and if you don't score, it's not the guy screaming's fault. It's you're not hitting the baseball.
Yeah, right. Overall, the key free agent, the most well-known free agent out there, finally found a team, and that's with your beloved Mets.
For
so
the beloved
congrats.
Mets, and there's a lot of moves coming. Like tonight, it's going to be crazy at the winter meetings. Things
Really?
are going to pick up. I've been hearing things pick up tonight. Now that Soto's off the market and everyone's kind of on the plan B, it picks up tonight.
You think everyone was really on Soto? Like they had an offer for Soto already, you think? Last question before we move on, of course.
I think the Mets, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and Blue Jays all had offers. I think the Dodgers talked with him, and I think the Phillies had interest, but not enough, and they couldn't figure out a way to put him in their lineup.
Yeah, if you think about it, I don't know, because he can't DH because that's Schwarber. Right field is Castellanos. Harper's
no,
DH.
Harper's at first base. Whoa, yeah, Castellanos is in right. Yeah,
so
like you throw.
Yeah. You kind of have to force Soto maybe play left or center.
Yeah, and like will Soto want Soto's a great player, but like he's not a great he's an average defender at best. So like you want to make him learn a new position, like at least for the Mets, like all right, like we'll just put you in right field and you'll be fine.
Yeah, just you can't really put him at center. You put him at center field, it doesn't really.
Yeah,
that's not his forte.
No, it's like he's a corner outfielder and like kind of like a right field corner outfielder. Then like what? You put him in right field and force Castellanos over to the left? Like, how's that gonna work?
Soto play left with the Padres. Oh, well,
there we go.
There you go. But yeah, Phillies couldn't fit him in, and then the Dodgers,
well, the Phillies could fit him, and then they had to pay him a lot of money too. But they already have a lot of money. The Schwarber, Harper, Castellanos, Wheeler.
Yeah, a lot of people. So
yeah.
Overall, though, hell of a signing by you boys, and we'll see what happens next season. I don't know. It can't come soon enough. I'm super.
It's 115 days away. Not that I'm counting.
Holy crap! Can't come soon enough.
They really
spring training cannot come.
I just need the press conference to happen. I just need Soto to wear the Mets shirt. Didn't happen yet. It's probably gonna happen Thursday, Friday.
I hope. Hopefully on Thursday. That way we can kind of talk about it on that same day after. But we shall see. So congrats, you got your boy. Got your boy.
Got the boy.
New York. We'll talk about the other New York teams in just a bit.
Yeah.
Because as our title suggests, Juan Soto was the only good thing going on here in New York. Everything else is
Everything else is horrific.
Bit of a shit show, I'll tell you that. I don't know if you've been watching any shows, movies, other sports, Brian, because of our Giants being as trash as they are. Like on Sunday, I slept in. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I studied. I read the articles, watched film, but I didn't watch the whole game because why? Why would we subject ourselves to
I
3
I
hours.
watched the game hungover and fell asleep for the entire first half.
Fan freaking see, we're in the same boat. I slept through the whole damn thing. I got a
Yeah.
call from my friend, actually, Casey. His name is Casey. He
Mhm.
called me. He was like, "Hey, you see the game?" And I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, you guys blocked the kick." I'm like, "What?" And I checked my phone. I was
We
like,
did.
"Oh,
Oh no, our kick got
our
blocked.
kick got blocked." I was like, "Boy, we lost." And he was like, "Yeah, that's what I meant to say." And I was like, "You son of a gun."
You can't say
So
things like that.
yeah, I was like, "We won on a block kick. Shoot, sign me up." Newsflash, we did not, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. But for me, I've been trying to explore other sports to watch in the free time or study per se. One of them is Formula One, which ironically or unfortunately, I should say, the season just ended, which freaking sucks. Growing up, yeah, I've always been to race,
you get into sports like, all right, oh, season's over.
and then like Stewie,
All
in the
right, and
no one's back. I love Family Guy. I'm telling you, it's my favorite show.
We got to figure out a way to clip the show into here because that's what we do on the other show. It's like we
That's
just have
true.
like random Family Guy clips just pop up.
Yeah, like what do you got? Soundboards or
The
whatever.
soundboard, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be a good sound to have. But yeah, I've been trying to just watch other sports, other teams, or find some teams per se. So Formula One was one of the sports I was looking into these past few weeks as our Giants continue to suck. And I was like, okay, the Formula One's kind of interesting. Like, okay, let me take a look into this and see, what it is. Because I've always been into race cars growing up.
Yeah.
Always asked for Hot Wheels for Christmas or my birthday, and my parents were always clutch to get me them. My favorite race car was it was from Best Buy. So at Best Buy, it was a gift card, but it came with a die cast
I know
racing
exactly
car.
what you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
My dad, he bought like a $25 gift card, and he gave me the race car just because it came with it.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, every time as a kid, I would have like these cars lined up in race car position at the starting line. And I would just pretend like it was like a NASCAR race with like the crashes race and the pit stops. Yeah. And the best car would always be in the front because that was my car.
Right. Yeah.
And I was knitted that way. So it's not like racing was new to me. It's just something I never really explored as much. And Formula One is outstanding. Just like the different things that go into it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's like 10 teams. Some of them are well known, like Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari.
Red Bull is Lando, right? Lando's on Red Bull.
McLaren. I see. I'm sort of learning
There was a commercial. There was a commercial.
There
you go. He was wearing Red Bull stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, he's with McLaren now. With Oh wow. See, this is where I forgot. It's Lando Norris. And okay, see, this is where we look it up.
Yeah.
Sorry for you F1 fans out there. I do apologize for Piastri. Gosh darn it.
At us right now.
Oscar Piastri.
You morons! Tim!
Come on. How do you say you love F1 or you like F1 but don't know the darn the guys on the team? But so it's Piastri and Norris.
Ride to Survive is not a Netflix show.
Yes, it is.
Always wanted to start it, never got around to it.
Ooh, you should wait till this upcoming season. It's coming out in February. It's gonna be so much drama going on that happened this past season. So it's gonna be. I'll be watching that for sure. So I found a team. Now, granted, their best driver is leaving this team for Ferrari, which freaking sucks. But I figured if there's any team that I could pick, it's a team that has to rebuild because what do all my teams have in common? They're rebuilding.
I feel like you get a pass to be like a championship team at that point. It's like I root for 4 other crappy sports teams. Let me pick this one that's good.
If I could, I would pick Ferrari if that was the case, but I need to stick to my roots and got to start from the bottom and go up from there. I have decided on Mercedes. Now, I understand that Lewis Hamilton just left after this year, had a great final race in Abu Dhabi with Mercedes. He finished in 4th after starting in, I believe it was 16th in qualifying because of some thing that he ran over. Some driver knocked down this cone-looking thing, and then Hamilton ran over it during qualifying. It was the most stupidest freaking thing.
So he got punished for a mess somebody else made?
The car got fucked up. So how qualifying works is there's 3 stages, and then I'm sure you're aware of this as well a little bit. You're not new to all this. So it's 3 stages. So qualifying stage 1, the drivers that finished with the 5 worst times time intervals per
Yeah.
time lap interval are eliminated.
Right.
So so Hamilton's car was out in stage 1 because he ran over the thing and it just fucked up the whole car. So he couldn't really finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He blew a tire out. Let's just say. It's
basically,
he can't finish the
he
race.
can't
He's on a
finish.
flat tire.
Exactly. So he was out in qualifying stage number 1, which sucked.
Which, if you ever driven on a flat tire, it's
terrible, isn't it?
It's still a horrific experience.
You would. Oh, okay. So you have experience.
I wasn't driving the car. I was in the car. It was 3 a.m, and we were driving on a flat tire. It legit sounded like a train.
Sheesh.
Like, you know, like when the train comes down the tracks, like the noise it makes.
Yeah,
that's the noise that. I'm like, this car is never gonna work the same again.
Ooh, that is awful. No, sir. Well, you're here though. You're still here.
Oh, I was fine. It was 3 a.m. There was no one on the road. We were
just
good.
The car was not.
Just the car and the tire were all messed up. And the smell of the burning rubber. And I had to make sure my friend didn't kill her brother. Was really fun. Trying to keep her calm during the entire thing. Like, I really would just like to go to bed, please.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. I'm freaking tired. Just send me to bed and we'll go from there. But yeah, so he started in 16th after everything was said and done for the race. Finished in 4th. Basically, it was similar to what happened like 2 races ago in Vegas. In qualifying, he finished in 10th. I think something happened with the car as well, but he ended up. No, what happened in qualifying? Something happened. I forgot what it was, but he ended up starting in 10th in the Vegas race and finished in 2nd after everything was said and done. That's how good of a driver he's. Like a 7-time world champion. Should be 8, but that's a story for another day. But he's leaving Mercedes because Ferrari has had a deal waiting for him, and it's just him and his relationship with the team with Mercedes just was kind of rough this year and the year before. Whether it was engine issues or just the car not working to Hamilton's standards, it just wasn't. That relationship was going to end eventually, and he decided to say, "Hey, going to Ferrari, but this year is going to be my last with Mercedes. Let's make it count." And he was outstanding. He finished 4th overall in the standings this year. Max Verstappen, who drives for Red Bull, really freaking good. He's the only good Red Bull driver. The other one is Sergio Perez, and he freaking sucks. But the point is, not to go all F1 nerdy here because I'm still learning, of course. Mercedes is my team. Hamilton's teammate George Russell, really good drivers. Have someone to look, to root for. That's actually good. Next year, so he's a good driver. And then they also signed this, not signed, but promoted this young guy, from basically the minor leagues of F1.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think
how NASCAR's like it was a Sprint Cup series. I don't know what it's called now, and it had like the Xfinity series like right underneath it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they promoted this guy's name is Kimi Antonelli, Italian, coming from F2 or 3, one or the other, but he's now gonna be a basically taking Hamilton's spot. So it's a 1-year deal. I guess that's how it works. But Russell is expected to be the leader of that team and hopefully lead Mercedes to a lot more success in 2025. But shout out to Hamilton, man, going to Ferrari with Charles Leclerc. We'll go all F1 nerdy in future episodes, but I'm still learning, so y'all just bear with me.
He's at the very bottom. He's trying to learn.
Exactly. I'm trying to learn, folks. Trying to learn. Let's see here, Jonathan. Oh, quick question from Jonathan. Your thoughts on Simpsons? Oh, I want to talk about this later. Shoot. Okay. Quick thoughts. I thought it was funny.
Yes, I thought it was funny. I thought it was perfect for kids. Perfect way
100%. 5-6-year-olds who like trying to watch cartoon, just seeing these cartoon characters like score touchdowns. Who's the chick? Who's the girl Simpson name? Lisa. Her catching the ball, juking out Bart or spinning from Bart and then scoring a touchdown. Dude, that was actually cool. I like that.
I was like flipping back and forth. Like I just want to see what it looks like, and I'm like I don't think I can watch the whole game like this, but like I'm not the target audience. But like if I was 5 or 6 years old, this would be awesome for me now.
Yeah, like I would be able to understand the game a little bit better watching The Simpsons, as a kid. So, shout out to ESPN for that. Honestly, they did something right for once.
ESPN does that, but I still think Nickelodeon does it better.
Yeah.
Because they show the actual game and then they put the animation around the game.
The SpongeBob's and
the
yeah.
SpongeBob, the slime, because that was like the one thing about it. Like it was really cool and stuff, but also it was like a little clunky on certain things. Like when the guy was diving down for interception, he was already laying on the ground, and the ball hit him. Like
yeah,
like that's just stuff that's gonna get worked out, and I'm pretty sure it will. But like it's a great idea, and if they can just fix those little issues, it's perfect.
mm-hmm. It was a good test run. I will say it was a good test run by the ESPN, the NFL.
They got a solid like B plus A minus. Like there's some room for improvement, but like overall, this was great.
Could have been much better for sure, but overall, outstanding stuff.
Yeah.
Don't
let what you did wrong overshadow. This was amazing. Like it's like if you want to make it better, this is the areas you got to improve. But like you don't need to focus on this.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna do it again this year. Probably it's like a one-time thing, right?
I think it's next year because they had Toy Story last year. It was Toy Story, and then it was Simpsons. So what's next? It's gonna be a Disney Plus thing.
I wonder what they should do next year. Think about it. It's Toy Story, Simpsons.
I mean, I would love it if it did Family Guy, but they'll never do Family Guy
because that's with Fox, and that's the whole. Well,
they'll do Family Guy because Simpsons is an adult cartoon, but it's toned down to Family Guy.
Right.
Like, you can't do something targeted at kids and have Family Guy be the theme.
Maybe Bob's Burgers, but I don't know.
Bob's Burgers, I think you could get away with, but it's like right there. Like Simpsons is like, especially the early seasons, it's pretty harmless. Like there's funny jokes and like inappropriate stuff, but like it's not Family Guy. It was a whole episode about Brian and Stewie having a kid. It's not even a joke. That's a legit episode.
For some reason, I remember that episode loud and clear. Stewie thought he was pregnant the whole time, and
he was pregnant.
Yeah, but didn't he have
No, he had the kids in the car.
Right. Yeah. It was. Sorry, there's two episodes where Stewie thought he was pregnant, but one of them he actually was. So
yes.
You got me.
Well, look, because it's always funny because like we would have felt like in my town I was in college, if we weren't watching sports or watching like a movie or something all together, we just have Family Guy running in the background. It's just like background noise. And every time that episode came up, my buddy Josh goes, "Oh God, it's that episode again."
It's the one where he gets pregnant.
It's like, oh geez, it's this one. So we want to turn it on. It's like, well, no, we have to watch it now because it's funny.
We can't just change it. Like, no, it's like it's right there. We can't just change it. Yeah, but Family Guy.
Josh, the remote's right on the table. I can change it in 2 seconds.
Like, no, we have to leave it.
Like, all right, well, I'm going to class in 10 minutes, so it doesn't really matter what's on this TV for me. I'm just here,
Oh man, but yeah, I love Family Guy. It's my comfort show.
Class.
Hey, it's a good comfort show. I hope they do something like that for the NFL, but I'm not surprised if they don't.
What would be that'd be a great top 5 Thursday. Top 5 TV shows that they could run something like this with.
Ooh.
Like a family fun day would be TV shows that would do that.
Time to get to work.
Yep.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, gotta be kid shows, but yeah, no, that's perfect.
God, kid shows. All right, gotta pull out the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I mean, not like kid shows, but like you can't do like Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's something crazy.
Yeah.
Another Family Guy would be crazy because you got Stewie with the gadgets. Peter's hammered in the end zone.
Quagmire's like giggity giggity.
And Quagmire's chasing the cheerleaders, like, oh, it'd be perfect.
Oh my! And then Joe is just, well, shout out to Joe.
Joe.
And then there's Cleveland too. Yeah, I hope they do Family Guy. That would be something I'd probably watch.
I watched the
game. Half the game.
If it wasn't a Giants game, I watched the Family Guy version.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, because no way watching the damn Giants in there. Well, unless they get until they get better, which might be a while.
Did you see the stat? I forgot who had this morning. Let me pull it up real quick. Ooh. It was So this was ML Football on Twitter. Passing touchdowns since November 4th, 2024. Daniel Jones 0. Homer Simpson 1.
Well, come on! Like, thank God we don't gotta deal with that chapter anymore in our lives. Shoot. Yeah, shoot. When you have cartoon characters throwing more touchdowns than you in a football game, something's wrong with you. And
Yep.
well, he's in Minnesota having the time of his life. Sure,
I'm
whatever.
sure because he's not getting yelled at 24/7.
Yeah, he's under Kevin O'Connell in that freaking
He's kind of
Vikings
hidden.
team.
Everyone's just like, Daniel Jones sucks. I hope he sucks. Everything's wrong because of him. Like,
Yeah,
damn, dude, I'm just trying to do my job here.
I'm just trying to do my job. And honestly, when we do our end of season review, he may not be the reason why this team sucks. There could be a lot more deeper reasons as to why this team is struggling. But I digress. We'll save that for the end of the year. We'll talk about the NFL. Talk about the NFL in just a bit. Jeez, I'm going too fast. But another sport I've been looking into is the WNBA. Season doesn't start quite yet. Starts in May.
Yeah, it's it's perfect. Like right when the NBA stops, WNBA picks up. Like, that's genius, Mark. Genius, guys.
Damn right. I found my team. It's an expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries. Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly. Great. Their head coach is Asian, which it's not the reason why I picked them. Could be
but
my
it's an upside.
It's an upside. Yeah, it could be my auntie, to be honest. No, but in all seriousness, super excited to be to start rooting for them moving forward. They'll be headquartered in Oakland, but they'll play their home games at the Chase Center in San Francisco, which is super cool.
You're combining the bays.
So in 2023, the team was announced. The expansion team itself was announced to be created, and they were going to begin play here in 2025. So this coming season, they're going to be the first expansion team in the league since the Atlanta Dream in 2008. I think the expansion fee was $50 million over 10 years, which is pretty cool. Their head coach is Natalie Nakase, Japanese name, and their owner is Joe Lacob and Peter Gruber. Shout out to Lacob, by the way. Yeah, Lacob. I know we talked about Steve Cohen and everything. Joe Lacob they're both in the same boat. They're really, really good owners who care about
Steve Cohen
the team.
of basketball.
Exactly. They care about the team.
Oh, yeah.
And recently the Valkyries had their expansion draft. A few notable names. I'm still looking at the whole roster as a whole, trying to study each player to see what makes them tick and everything. But one notable name was Kate Martin, who, for you guys who don't know, played for Iowa with Caitlin Clark in college, and then played with the Las Vegas Aces last year. The impact she made on the court wasn't really as much, but as a teammate with the Aces, everyone loved her. Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson, all those players, they loved Martin a lot. And when she was chosen the expansion draft, it's safe to say, according to social media, the whole team was devastated that she had to go. But for me and all the other Valkyrie fans out there, she's going to be the franchise star, it seems like, for the team. Other players to note, Monique Billings, Tammy Fagbinelli, and Julie Lemieux.
I'm looking at the roster right now. I love how they passed on the Seattle Storm. And it's just like,
they did.
Golden State intend to opt out from selecting a player. It's just like, there's no.
So yeah, you don't
have this roster good enough.
Anyone good that we're interested in. Like, we'll take our chances in free agency, and that period has yet to start yet. Thankfully,
it's like every other team got someone taken from them except Seattle.
That's what Seattle has. Maybe I guess the player that they offered up for to be drafted wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe.
Oh, how do you say this name?
Oh boy.
Hang on.
We're gonna try it.
She was the first overall pick in 2012.
Holy Yeah, no wonder. I guess I know 12-year-old person.
Niku Ugu McKay.
Yep, we're good. Yeah. It's about getting younger.
That was the pronunciation guide. That's what I was. She's 34 years old, so I can see what the Valkyrie are doing there.
Yeah, it's about getting younger, not older.
Yeah,
and we're it's a mix of veterans and young stars, but I'm excited for Martin. I really am. She's a young 24-year-old player. Played pretty decently in Iowa.
Yeah, and she was overshadowed by Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
same thing with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Yeah. All the other receivers behind him were like, we did something too. Yeah, but
hey, we're pretty good too. Yeah, but you that good?
You're not Jettas or Chase, so that's.
Did you see? In like terms of like Spotify Raps, they're releasing more websites are doing it, and it did like the most searched athlete on
Sports Reference, right?
Yeah, Sports References.
Gotcha.
And every single state, the WNBA was Caitlin Clark.
Really?
She won 50 states, all 50.
Holy cow! Hey, that just shows the impact she's having. She was recently,
Exactly.
yeah. I think she was on the cover of Time, announced to be on the cover of Time.
Oh, she could be like the athlete of the year or something. Or the person of the
Yeah,
year. Yeah.
yeah. I read a
for
few
her.
snippets of her cover story on there. Super good. She's a great player. Honestly,
Yeah.
just someone that a lot of people kind of misjudge her for. You know, she's
Oh
a
yeah.
she's a good person on and off the court, and I
Mhm.
think it's a good read for those of you who may
Yeah.
feel a little misinformed about her
She
career and her
definitely got
personality.
she made women's college basketball, not women's basketball, more entertaining. Like I
Mhm.
feel like women's basketball had a good following, but like UConn, Baylor, Tennessee, like once you got inside like those areas, it kind of simmered out. Where I feel like
Mhm.
now Caitlin Clark is now making it more a national sport, which is great.
Yeah,
Like as someone that grew up watching UConn women's basketball, it's awesome.
yeah. Just the way she plays with her, her play style was literally three and just shoot that
But she
thing.
was
To be
making them.
honest,
Like the
yeah,
NBA,
she was.
WNBA has reputation, and like we've seen it sometimes where the first 5 minutes of the game go by and no one's gotten a point yet. But
Yeah, for her,
Kane Clark's like, watch this.
like I got it.
Mhm.
But I'm honestly super excited for the Valkyries this year, and
That's such a
yeah,
cool name too. Like that's such
I
you can do
know
so much branding with Valkyries.
the uniforms don't look too bad either. I will say it's like black with the purple logo, but it's like the Bay Bridge and everything.
If they're
It's
smart, they call up who's the actress that plays Valkyrie in Thor. You know what I'm talking about?
ooh,
Who's that? And they bring her out as like a spokesman.
it is Tessa Thompson.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
If marketing team should call her out and have her be
Ooh.
part of the marketing team for the franchise. Like, wouldn't that be cool? Like this person played Valkyrie in a movie and now we got her on the Valkyries.
Oh, hell yeah.
Come on, guys. This is easy stuff.
The branding we can do this.
It writes itself.
But throughout the rest of our future podcast episodes, we'll sprinkle in some WNBA talk as I continue to learn about it, and Brian will be part of this too, and some Formula One stuff. Even though the season just ended, that'll be sprinkled in the future. But just wanted to talk about a few things because we always talk about the NFL, and it's just like there's other things that
Also, our NFL team sucks. So it kind of makes it hard.
Yeah, it's hard to just not. It's hard to talk about a team that sucks when you're repeating the same thing over and over and why you lost because it's the same exact reasons why you're losing. But sports, we know about the football, the basketball, the baseball, but there's so many other sports that that we can get into, and F1, and for me it's F1 and WNBA. Brian is happy with his Juan Soto. I'm happy that we have Kate Martin on the Valkyries, and that I found an F1 team in Mercedes. So we're at two different levels of happiness right now, but we're both happy. But Brian's up here.
Admit it. I'm like those two things are not the same.
Yeah, not the same.
In any way, shape, or form. Like, no offense to Kate Martin, I'm sure she's a great girl. More than welcome to come on the podcast whenever she wants. She's nowhere close to Juan Soto.
I think the equivalent of the Valkyries in terms of Juan Soto and the Mets would be getting Clark, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Brianna Stewart,
Sue Bird,
Angel Reese,
Sue Bird is at retirement.
Yeah, all the good players just go to the Valkyries.
Every notable female basketball player just like, I'm gonna go there.
Go the Golden State,
we're going there.
Yeah, it's an SF.
That's the equivalent of Juan Soto.
All right, let's. Why do we have to do this? You know what? It's okay. We're a football podcast. Okay, NFL Week 14. Jonathan, you said it best, my friend. I just don't get it. Before we even get into it, 4 teams clinched the playoff spot after the end of Week 14. The Eagles, which we'll get into, very controversial topic we need to talk about there. The Lions, no surprise, love them to death. Bills, Josh Allen is
MVP,
freaking insane,
and he's marrying Harry Seinfeld.
Yeah, and he scored 6 touchdowns. Spoiler alert! Before we talk about it later, I should say.
I was married to Harry Seinfeld. I do whatever. I go off too.
Shit, yeah. That was the first game since the engagement, right? Because they got engaged this past week.
No, they got engaged Thanksgiving. So this is 2 weeks since. What are the stats of the past 2 weeks?
So
it's the snow game. It's the snow game.
So he's caught a touchdown, ran for a touchdown. No. So he's caught a touchdown, ran for 4 touchdowns, thrown 1, 2, 3. I don't know how many touchdowns
I got it. All right. Past 2 games.
Thank you.
He has thrown for 5 touchdowns. He threw for 342 yards against the Rams and 148 against the Niners in a blizzard.
In a blowout.
By the way.
Mm-hmm.
So he's thrown for nearly 600 yards. No interceptions. It doesn't have the rushing, but I'm sure there's some great rushing stuff there. And the passing reception touchdown.
He had 3 rushing touchdowns on Sunday against the Rams. I'm not sure if I think he had 1 or 2 against the Niners. But here's the thing.
How do you not want to? There's few people you want to trade your lives with. I would trade my life in a sec. I would trade my life for Josh Allen and Justin Verlander's life in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, of course, Verlander with Kate Upton.
Well, yeah, okay. I get to be a World Series winner, a Cy Young Award, one of the greatest pitchers of 2000, and I get to marry Kate Hudson. Okay.
Upton.
Kate Upton, yeah. Whoa. Okay, Kate Upton.
You're good. They didn't correct you, but I don't know if Kate Hudson and Kate Upton are 2 different levels.
Kate Upton, yeah. Kate Hudson, someone else. Kate Upton? Hey, that seems like a pretty fair deal to me. We can live that.
Well, I will say, as a Giants fan, I would trade my life to be a Chiefs fan right now because it seems like whatever.
I'm a Lions fan right now.
Well, maybe because when you get calls going your way every single freaking time, it's ridiculous. For those of you who don't know, the Chiefs and Chargers played on Sunday night, and the Chargers were up 17-16. And the Chiefs drove down the field and shoot the clock. The refs weren't really by the side. They kicked the field goal. Oh, it hit the goalpost, and it went in. And the Chiefs won 19-17. Whatever.
Yada.
I don't get it. I'm not at this point. It's not even jealousy. It's literally stupidity. Like you can't.
It's how does this keep happening?
It can't. I just don't understand how.
It can't keep getting away with this.
It makes no sense, dude. It really does not make no sense. Like they had there's no consistent pass rush, right? And like Justin Herbert tore them up in the second half. The Chiefs struggled in the second half as a whole. They were up in double digits. The Chiefs were, and the Chargers came back, and they still won. It makes no sense, dude.
No,
and they're not good. They're not even that good.
No,
they're not a good team.
They're just a really lucky team. Is all
they are. A very, very lucky team. And I know I said it last week, just let them win their games. But this, you not like this, man.
Did they just win a game like 27-17, just normally?
Yeah. Why does it have to be on a game-winning field goal? The offense sucks. They can't score touchdowns. It's literally their kicker. And I thought we were criticizing our Giants for kicking field goals. Look at the damn Chiefs. They can't even score touchdowns anymore because it's their kicker. Well, it's Matthew Wright or whoever their kicker is at this point.
Harrison Buckner, make a headline.
Yeah, and as my light just what the
power outage.
No, that's not how. Okay, that's not.
I was gonna say, like, what do you fancy? You get the clapper?
Clap on, clap off. Yeah, excuse my lighting, folks. But yeah, I just don't understand it, and I know the Chiefs have the Browns next week. That should be a win.
I mean, you're going up against Jameis Winston. Is there anybody that could defeat the black magic that is the Kansas City Chiefs? It is Jameis Winston.
Let me correct that. Jameis Winston and God.
Yeah.
Remember, he asked God to take away the interceptions. Well, he threw 2 more on Sunday. Spoiler alert. We're not going to talk about the Browns game.
I love Jameis so much.
God, please take the interceptions away from me. Yeah, well, you did 2 more today, so
Jameis, you're way too entertaining with the interceptions. Like
I know.
Like if you stop throwing interceptions, you'd be so much more of a boring quarterback. The interceptions help you out. You're good.
The interceptions plus the goofiness of him, it's honestly entertaining to watch. But for the Chargers, though, tough loss for them. Quentin Johnson was one of the notable players that dropped a lot of passes. Honestly, he's been struggling the pass. He's always been struggling with drops ever since joining the league.
They gotta go bring in someone. They need someone that can catch a football.
Oh my gosh! I don't mean to interrupt you. Oh, Pickens is out against the Eagles.
Uh-oh.
Damn. Well, guess who got waived?
KG Osborne?
Nope.
He didn't get waived.
He didn't get waived.
Who?
Kadarius Toney. As of 57 minutes.
It wasn't the Giants' fault, was it?
It wasn't the Giants, was it?
Yeah, got that moron Travis Kelce, which all the love, but he's like, I don't know how the Giants let this player go. Give him like 3 weeks. You'll figure out why we let him go.
He was signed from the practice squad ahead of the matchup against the Steelers on Sunday. He was flagged 15 yards for taunting after catching a punt in the fourth quarter. Later, muffled a punt in the same game. Yeah, the Steelers recovered. The penalty was addressed after the game, according to Kevin Stefanski, and then led to his. Yeah, he literally had his release article that on ESPN lasts only 3 paragraphs. Everything else is about the other players on the team. That goes to show he is not important.
He's only important because he's a former first-round pick. Have fun in the UFL. Go play for the St. Louis Battlehawks or whatever.
Come on, man. You can't be that mean. He'll get a job in the NFL.
Why? Why would you get? Why? Explain to me why would you give this man a job?
I wouldn't.
Like when I heard the Browns got to the practice squad, I'm like, that's a disaster.
Well, hey, so it's Giants, Chiefs, Browns. Yeah, that's a bust.
Can he go to Philly? No, Philly probably make him good.
Yeah. We'll talk about them in just a bit. I think it's safe to say Sunday's game of the week was Rams and Bills.
Yeah, Rams Bills.
Yeah, Rams Bills.
I'd say it's safe to assume.
Yeah, no defense, not at all.
Absolutely none.
If you had any of those teams in fantasy as your defense, yeah, you sucked.
You lost the week.
Pretty much.
Like you know, there's certain players like Saquon Barkley that can win you a week. There's certain defenses that can lose you a week. The Buffalo Bills or Los Angeles Rams were those defenses this week.
You could be up by 10 points and think to yourself, all I have is my defense. I should be okay. If you had the Rams or Bills, you probably lost.
Sorry. So long as the defense just plays an average game, like not even above average, just let them play average. We'll be okay. Then they did that.
They can allow 21 points, but that's 42. It's like, no. But
we were fine if the Bills only scored 21. How many did they score? 42. Oh. So we weren't even close. No.
But hell of a game by both teams. It was absolutely insane. Both offenses were on fire. Matthew Stafford throwing for over 320. Josh Allen had over 340 passing yards. Also led the team in rushing, insane, with 3 touchdowns on the ground with 82 yards rushing. Khalil Shakir led the team with 106 receiving yards. Puka Nacua was arguably the player of the game. I know Josh usually don't give players of the game to people who lose, but you know, if I had to choose, Josh Allen would be player of the game. 6 touchdowns by himself.
You score 6 touchdowns. We get to make it an exception.
Yeah, but for this, you know, how do I say this?
If it was Super Bowl MVP, you would have to give it to Puka. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. See, you got my back. Because Puka had 12 catches, 162, 1 touchdown. Had that nice catch on the sideline. That was
God, that was insane. How did he bring that in?
I know. I
watched it 6 times. I'm like, I still don't know how he made this catch.
Dude. And the cleats did not crease. It was just a straight up flat cleat, tiptoe, all the good stuff. I know. So hell of a game by both teams. Yeah, look, the Rams, it just seems like they're not if you get this offense in the playoffs, I don't think you're gonna beat them. Yeah.
No.
They were really good. Like, sure, the defense isn't as great without Aaron Donald, and that's
to be expected.
But this offense, if the defense can make just a few stops and the offense plays like this, I don't think anyone wants to face him in the NFC 100%. As for the Bills, though, I mean, it's tough.
No one wants to play them at all either. Like, this is the best loss of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is
And
a loss you walk away from, and you're just like, all right, like, we scored 42 points. What else did you want us to do? Like, we did everything we could.
I think the one thing that hurt the Bills the most was that, that block punt that the Rams returned for a touchdown. That was like the only flaw from that game. The bad defense, because if it wasn't for that block punt, Bills would have likely won this game. But
well, you take off the 7, it's 44. It's let's see, is this some math here? That's
42-37.
Yeah, 42-37. Like, you win.
Yeah, simple math. What you take away the touchdown, Bills win. With the touchdown, the Bills lose. All that good stuff. But overall, I think we'll have another game of the week on Sunday when the Bills take on the Detroit Lions.
On
Sunday.
A Super Bowl match. That's a Super Bowl preview right there, folks.
Yeah, it's true. I will go with Buffalo. I think Buffalo bounces back.
I think I'm going Buffalo. Well, what is the game in Buffalo?
It's in Detroit, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, in the Dome. So
I think I'm still leading Buffalo.
Okay.
Even with that home field advantage of the Lions, I feel like the Bills. This is a team that scored 35 points in a blizzard. What are they gonna do in the Dome?
Yeah, I tell you.
Which, actually, speaking of this, I don't want to get too off topic here, but I was going through the other night.
Yeah.
Do you realize in the NFL, there are only 2 teams to have a dynasty that don't play majority in the cold weather? The Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. Every other NFL dynasty is from a colder weather area. Patriots, Steelers, Niners, you would say, is even like Niners are kind of borderline, but like you would say like they probably can play both. Like it snows.
They're used to.
Yeah, they're used to cold. Doesn't snow that much.
Never.
Never snows.
Rain.
Rain. They can
counts.
play in crappier conditions.
Exactly.
Like, Miami, they go into cold and they lose. Dallas, they lost the freezer bowl. They lost the ice bowl. Against the Packers, who had a dynasty in the cold. Like, everywhere is from like colder areas.
Yeah.
You don't really see a lot of these warm weather teams have consistent Super Bowl success.
Because you have to know how to play in all conditions. And when you have teams like the Dolphins, who we've seen in recent memory struggle when it comes to playing in the cold, like against the Packers, like 2 weeks ago, they just couldn't have anything going. When they played the Chiefs in the playoffs, like last year, they were terrible because they just could not. You would think Tyreek Hill would play better because he's used to playing with the Chiefs, or he played with the Chiefs
you would
before.
think you got used to the cold, but no. And like Tua's never played a cold weather game in his life. Mike McDaniel's is shivering on the sidelines. Like, you can't have that.
No, you cannot. So, yeah. Sunday's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah,
Bills Lions. It's game of the week for sure.
Oh, that question.
Yeah. All right, let's. Can we agree that Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Moving on. Okay. Well, fine. We'll give it. We'll give it its attention. Yes, the Eagles won 22-60. I get that. I know they won. Okay. Doesn't matter how you do it. You win. I get it. Okay. I get it. But really, 108 passing yards against the really? Daniel Jones had like 200.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you have Saquon Barkley and you have offensive line. No. You cannot be a top 10 quarterback and have 3 straight games with less than 200 yards. No. I don't care what you do on the ground. Literally, all you do is touch pushes. That's all you do, man.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not freaking Josh Allen
thrown for over 400 yards in the season. Or more than 30. His touchdown high is 23.
Has he ever thrown for 400 yards in a game? Probably not.
Probably not.
Barely.
Let's see. This season against New Orleans, he threw 311.
Then what was the final score? What, 17-15?
15-12.
Not like it matters, but
15-12. Yep.
God. So he's not good. I don't understand.
No, I'm the same way.
You have AJ Brown over here complaining. Okay, I never seen him complain in Tennessee like this, but no, in Philly, he's complaining over here, and he has every right to be. If my quarterback ain't giving the damn ball, he's not throwing it to Devontae Smith. He's not throwing it to freaking Dallas Goedert. He's not doing crap, man. It's like he's not a good quarterback. And it's like we give him the excuse because they're winning. And I get that. Am I jealous? Yes. But that's not the reasoning behind my issue here. He is just not that good. And that is why they will not win a Super Bowl unless they unlock the passing game. And is that going to happen at the rate we're seeing? It isn't going to happen. You barely beat the Panthers by 6, and you call yourself an NFC contender? No, that is not how it works. So, it's nice you have Saquon Barkley. You can thank us Giants fans, all you want, and have fun, and we don't blame you. We would be freaking
do the same
happy.
thing.
We would do the same thing.
I just did when the Yankees gave us Juan Soto.
You did it like 40
literally
minutes
an hour ago. I did it.
But the thing is, you can clown us for letting go of Saquon, but don't come crying when you guys lose in the playoffs because your quarterback can't throw a ball to save his life.
No.
Okay. All I'm saying
Hurts
is he is not a top 10 quarterback.
He's a game manager that can run the football.
Thank you. That's all he is. He's always been that way. Mm-hmm. His best season, he had like 23 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. That is what Daniel Jones did. And he got crap for that, but we don't give Hurts crap for what he did. It's a double standard type thing.
It's not just that. It's that Daniel Jones did that with Darius Slayton as his wide receiver one. Jalen Hurts is doing this with one of the best 1-2 punches we've ever seen in NFL history in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Jones did it with Richie James and Marcus Johnson and
Isaiah Hodgins
and David Sills. You ask the average NFL fan, they don't know any of those players.
No.
It's ridiculous, the double standard that's been given to quarterbacks that put up average stats. Yeah. And for that, I don't think just people don't call them out because they're winning games. And all the glory to you. I wish my team was we wish our teams were the same way. Mm-hmm. I get that.
I wish I could overcome bad quarterback play the way the Eagles have.
Yeah, I wish too. But we can't because the team sucks. Mm-hmm. But, all the power to Saquon and the offensive line and defense that continues to shut out teams or play teams well. Mm-hmm. But I can guarantee you right now, they're not making it to the NFC Championship. No way. No, sir. Not with the quarterback playing. They're not making it. No, sir.
How similar is Jalen Hurts to Tua Tagovailoa right now?
They're the same
quarterback.
Just one can run better, which is Hurts.
Yeah. And the other one's, brain is in mashed potatoes.
Okay. Come on. He's better now.
He is better now.
His helmet is a lot more protected or they put better padding in there, whatever. But no, I think maybe Alabama quarterbacks aren't as great as we thought they were.
They've never been they never had a track record. Think about it. The best Alabama quarterback to come out of there was Tua and Jalen Hurts and Mac Jones.
Who is now in...
All three are gone.
Yeah, all three are struggling or starting on their second team.
Yeah.
I.e. Mac Jones.
Who is the greatest... I know, you got Joe Namath, but that's so long ago, doesn't count. I'm saying of the Saban dynasty and, just after it, who's the best Alabama quarterback to come out of there? A.J. McCarron, maybe?
Nah, not Bryce. Oh.
Bryce Young, I want to give a few more years to. Because he actually might be something.
Because he's barely becoming...
He's slowly making strides. He's still not great yet. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I want to give him a year 3 before I'm ready to just write him off. Jalen Hurts has had so many years and played on one of the best rosters in football. Bryce Young is playing on the worst roster in football.
Yeah, they need help in Carolina, I'll tell you that. They need major help.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, props to the Panthers as well. Keeping it close. Bryce Young, you're doing great, bud. Hang in there. We'll get you some receivers and some O-linemen soon.
Yeah.
Quick hitters. Kirk Cousins. Yeah, the Falcons, the season is over because they're going downhill. I can see why they, got Michael Penix. The Jets eliminated from playoff contention.
Shocking.
Again. Whoa. Okay. And then last game.
What is it now? What was the last? The Jets have not made the playoffs since the Obama administration.
Woo! It's been a while. Yeah. Okay.
I think we're at year 14.
Yeah, it's been a long time, buddy. 2010 was a long
The
time
Jets
ago.
playoff droughts in middle school. He's just starting
Yes.
puberty.
It's all right.
He
Let's
just
get it.
brought home his first girlfriend.
All right, man. Let's get it over with.
No, I want to make fun of the Jets more.
Okay. Hey, continue. You can
No,
make fun of our team. You can make fun
it's
of our
better than
team.
making fun of the Giants. At
Yeah, well,
least the
we
Jets
can
I
at this
laugh
point.
at.
True. Yeah, both New York teams. Which I think our winning percentage is like 1.196 cents. Something. I don't know. I saw a
That's
tweet.
hard. I thought.
Yeah. Saints 14, Giants 11. We got our first interception since week 1.
Yay! That shouldn't come in week 14.
It's crazy how the guy that picked it off is not out for the season. Not that it's funny that he's hurt. It's just
No,
funny
that's the most Giants storyline of this season.
Yeah. Trey Hopkins got the Giants' first interception since week 1. Oh, and he's out for the year.
Oh, awesome. Does that mean he's gonna like improve and maybe become like a standout? Oh no, he got hurt like 3 plays later.
Where's the Family Guy sound? All right,
and no one's blocking.
And he's injured. And he adds to the injury list. Yeah, once again, dumpster fire lost. 11 points scored. Drew Lock, 0 completions on his first 8 pass attempts.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Most consecutive incompletions to start a home game since the Jets' Ken O'Brien on December 15th, 1991. Only got slightly better as Locke went 6 of 19 for 52 yards in the first half.
The worst part is this team gave you hope in the second half that this team was actually going to win this game.
I know. They sure did. They sure did. With 8 points, but they sure did.
Like, I was legit at the Christmas tree farm, like I said. And, I had the game on my phone, and I'm like, we're marching down the field. I'm like giving my dad play-by-play while he's pulling Christmas trees out. And I just turned my phone off. He goes, "What happened?" I'm like, "You don't even want to know what just happened. Let's just go back to Christmas trees." Let's listen to Rudolph playing in the background. Make you happy.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed. Hey, I mean, Tyrone Tracy scored. He scored a touchdown.
Yay. We got a touchdown. We're also 0-7 at MetLife this year.
Ooh. We should get the Family Guy sound. Remember Peter Griffin from the car? I'm not sure you've seen the episode of him. He got signed to the Patriots and he got that car dealership deal. He was like,
we sell a touchdown. No, a touchdown. Because he does a second break and then he does it. I know, Zach.
I can't wait to find the sound.
I think I've seen every episode of Family Guy.
I feel you have. I think I'm low-key slacking on the earlier seasons, but I would say from season
I am too. From seasons 1 through 3, I haven't really watched, but from like 4 on, I think I've seen every episode multiple times. Because, like, season 1 through 3, it's still kind of like a show. Season 4 through present is adult Teletubbies, where it's just like it's stupid and it's colorful.
That's when they kind of like begin to like show their true identity.
That's what the show is just like. Let's just abandon plot. Let's just do stupid stuff and just see what sticks. It's the perfect show when it's just like 1 a.m. on a Friday night, and you're just like, we need something to just like calm everybody down right now. Oh, Family Guy.
That's the one. But Locke threw the ball 49 times against the Saints, and Malik Nabers led the team in receiving, 5 catches, 79 yards. Daniel Bellinger made his first notable appearance with 5 catches for 45. Everyone else.
I think we're burying the lead a little bit on this one. I think, well, it would have been the top story had Juan Soto not signed. The airplane.
Right. The Mr. Mara please fix this dumpster fire. Malik Nabers saying after the game, I didn't pay for that plane. Yeah, but someone did. And
I'm like, I've talked about it, but it wasn't me. And the best part is I found out because my cousin had season tickets, and he just sent me the picture of the plane.
No way! It's
awesome. It's like he goes, I'm hearing it's a plane over MetLife. Is that true? He goes, yep, and he just took a picture and sent it to me. And I'm like, oh, nope,
that's true.
That's it. The airplane's back.
The defense played okay. It's just once again,
like that's not a great offense.
Yeah, we just continue to lose, man. Like it's whatever at this point, Like it is what it is.
I'm so numb to it. It's just like, yeah, okay. Like
we have the Ravens.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Oh boy, Derrick Henry about to go crazy.
It's in Baltimore, right?
Nope, it's at home, baby.
It's at home.
Yes,
So that's our
sir.
last home game of the season.
Is it? I don't think it is.
It
I think
might.
we have,
No. I forgot. It's 17 games now. We might have 9 home games this year.
yeah, because we got the Ravens. We welcome the Colts in week 16 or week 17, I should say, and that's our last home game.
So we might go 1-8 on the season at home.
Well, we beat the Colts 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we did beat the Ravens 2 years ago at home too. I was there for that game.
That's right. But this is not the 2022 Giants.
The most exciting I've ever heard MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, because we
Like,
beat
MetLife
Lamar
Stadium
freaking
was
Jackson.
fun to walk out of that time. Like, I never had that much fun walking out of MetLife Stadium. It's when the Giants beat the Ravens that game. Now it's going to be this one. It's just going to be a funeral procession at halftime.
Bring out the black suits and ties.
Can we put Eli back out there?
I know, but anyone, man. Kurt Warner,
like, I remember
Carr.
I went to the 10th anniversary of the 2011 Super Bowl. That game against the Rams where Daniel Jones played concussed and threw like 4 interceptions.
Oh my goodness!
And they brought out the 2011 championship team at halftime, and I just yelled, "Can they suit up instead?
Put him in there for like the second half.
Put him in there for a drive. They'll probably do better.
They'll score 1 touchdown
on the team. Yeah, I'm sure he'll do better than Daniel Jones.
He'll block better than our current center. No, I'm just kidding. But
the only exciting player is Kadarius Toney, and he played a drive and got hurt again.
Such a bust of a player, man. I can't believe I was so excited when we drafted him.
I was just indifferent when we drafted him. Like, I don't know that much about him, so like, I guess he's okay.
And
then I look into him, like, all right, there might be something here.
That's something cooking, yeah.
And then he played the Dallas game, like, all right. And then he threw that punch. I'm like, oh, I know where this is going.
We got a troublemaker on line 5.
That's always my favorite was when Giants fans like use the Dallas game as an excuse for Kadarius Toney. It's like, well, that Dallas game. I'm like, you mean the game you got ejected in for throwing a punch? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he had 10 catches for like 100 something yards.
10 catches for 100 yards. He also got thrown out in the third quarter for throwing a punch at somebody.
Yeah, which was more notable? Obviously, the one when he gave thrown out.
I think when he threw a punch to someone wearing a football helmet, it's a little more noticeable than the 10-yard receptions.
Yeah, look, I don't know when this team is. Look, at this point, look, keep on losing, boys. Keep on losing, man.
Just keep on losing. Don't make us trade assets for a quarterback, or like at least give us the ability to do whatever we feel like. If we want to draft, don't force us in a box where we have to draft a quarterback or we have to sign one. Give us the option to figure it out.
Just let Dable and Shane pick their guy. That's all I got. Just let them pick their guy because Drew Lock sucks. DeVito stinks. Jones is gone. We waived Tim Boyle. Thank good riddance for. I don't know why we signed him in the first place.
I think we're just insulting. I think it was just Brian Dable just getting out all his aggression on Daniel Jones. It's just like, not only did you almost cost me my first NFL job, I'm going to make your life so miserable. Not only will you be quarterback number 3, I'm going to make you quarterback number 4 and sign Tim Boyle. Like, it's like legit what me and my friend Josh think. We're just like, yeah, this is just Dable being mean to Joe Shane.
This is what you get for messing up my coaching career. You.
The reason why Daniel Jones wanted to be released was not because of playing time, because Brian Dable was bullying him in the lunchroom. He like get his tray and just knock it out of his hands. It's like, only starters get to eat.
But.
Go watch film.
But I did. Again.
Oh
my god. But...
yeah, Dable was just being a middle school bully. Oh my god, I would pay for someone to make that SNL skit. A coach just being like pissed off at a player, so he just like high school bullies him.
What really went down in the Giants locker room?
He's like watching film and he's shooting spitballs at him.
Hey, you know that Netflix show coming out or that Netflix short film with Trey Turner coming out?
Yeah.
They should do the same thing with Daniel Jones, like the downfall of
Daniel Jones. And it's just like what really happened that 48 hours after the benching. It's just Brian Dable just being just like putting a kick me sign, giving him a wedgie, a swirly, like just the typical bullying tropes.
Oh yeah. Well, look, at the end of the day, Jones is gone.
Daniel Jones, why did you want to get cut? Well, I wanted time to get playing. His actual answer, Brian Dablaw's got to stop putting my head in the toilet.
I was pooing. Oh, man. Well, Giants lose. Keep on losing, boys. Cam Ward, Shadir Sanders, await your presence in April. So, yeah. All right. Fun episode, I will say. It went a little long, but Juan Soto dominated the headline. So
I think it was worth it.
It was worth it.
This was an entertaining one.
Indeed, it was. We hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Thank you guys so much as always for watching and listening. You can follow Brian on Instagram or on Twitter, I should say, at BrianPG1016. You can follow me on social media as well at Nathan_Nguyen24 and our podcast page at 30 Pod for all clips from our full episodes. And you can find our full episodes on YouTube and Spotify as I get my social media mixed up once again. And that's what happens when you get 4 hours of sleep. For Brian, I'm Nate. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We'll see you guys.